A lot of the AI stuff we've been watching, all fun and good and what have you. But there is a company that is actually trying to make this an official thing in order to replace the news as we know it. Local news, national news, what have you. Remember a couple years ago, we were all over the story about AI Ashley, who was the first AI programmed radio DJ, radio host, a radio station out in Portland, Oregon, because of course. And she was going to be the midday. The software would answer phone calls, talk to the listeners, take song requests, do contesting, and any kind of late breaking news gets fed into the system like an AM news station or what have you. They have the newsroom that puts all the information into the system so that the anchor that's sitting in the studio gets all the latest updates for not just traffic and weather, but news stories, things like that. Right. Gittles, 100%. Do not praise the machine. That's exactly where this is going. This company is actually putting these demos out to local stations and other networks and stuff to show you what their software is capable of to replace everybody in the news feature, except maybe like live reporters somewhere, right? Take a look. I got the demo here. Take a look at this.
Hello, and welcome to Channel One, a new way of consuming, reporting, and thinking about the news powered by artificial intelligence. Today, you'll witness AI-generated stories and headlines, captivating visuals, and data-driven insights. From global news to finance to entertainment, we'll show you how technology enables us to bring you a global perspective 24/7, right from the heart of our AI native newsroom. All presented by our team of AI-generated reporters.
Maybe you hear the words artificial intelligence.
Now, just in case you're not paying attention or not understanding, everyone we're seeing on here is AI. These aren't real people.
It's fucking crazy.
These are the actual anchors and the AI personalities that they're selling to generate to have you have your own news station without having any personnel do any of this stuff.
And you're immediately skeptical or concerned about technology gone crazy. But everything you'll see on Channel One relies on trusted sources and fact-checking and uses AI to give you news the way you want it. Personalized, localized, and distilled.
So that's important. So if you don't want to see how the news is being presented in your local area or the national feeds or what have you, you can customize it almost like you do your social media algorithm or make essentially a playlist. It's like, I only want sports highlights as my news. So you turn on your news thing here. That's all you get. I only want stories about people being impaled by beach umbrellas or hit by flying, protective coverings. That's the stuff. Although, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, if that service does come around, that would greatly help the content of this show. If that's all they're giving me is every time somebody's impaled. Indian people falling off those train tracks that are high above the mountains that have no.
Oh my God. I know.
All of that fun stuff. But then also it says distilled. So that means they water it down from the harshness of whatever it is. So it's like, I don't want the facts about the hard, cruel facts about what's going on in Gaza or the Iran-Israel fighting. I don't want to know about the deaths. I don't want to know about the devastation, the famine, the plague, any of that stuff there. Just give me generalizations. Hi, they still haven't come to a peak. Like, that's what you're going to get. I don't need to know the real facts or the real gritty details of anything anymore. Give me the 5-year-old version. As they say,
sugar-coated a bit.
Speak to me like I'm 5.
Through it all, our mission is to provide you with accurate, unbiased, and trustworthy news. Technology may be the tool, but journalism's core values of integrity and accountability are at the heart of everything we do.
Today we're going to show off some of the technology we're using to build Channel One. We'll show you how AI powers and empowers our newsroom to deliver journalism that's fast, trustworthy, and accurate. Let's start with our reporters. You can hear us and see our lips moving, but no one was recorded saying what we're all saying. I'm powered by sophisticated systems behind the scenes, and I can speak in any language. Για παράδειγμα, αυτή τη στιγμή μιλάω στα ελληνικά. O kung pinapanood mo ako mula sa Maynila.
You sit there, you know how when you hit closed caption and you can choose your language? Boom, boom, pig Latin.
Right. I'm listening to the news in Dothraki.
Hold on, I'm selecting this to Minions. Here we go.
Magsalita ng Filipino. எனக்கும் தமிழ் பேசத் தெரியும் என்று நீங்கள் யூகித்திருக்க மாட்டீர்கள் என்று நான் நம்புகிறேன். In fact, you can see even more language samples on our website. Channel 1's anchors can even be completely generated to have their own personality.
You know, the war in Gaza
appearance,
comes through a
and
lot
voice.
better in the original
And what
Klingon.
is AI native news?
Can you tell me in gruesome details what was going on over there? I want it all in American Sign Language, please.
I want every one of these to speak like they've just sucked a balloon full of helium. Thank you.
I want to see the Macy's fireworks display, but I want the hearing impaired symbols of her going boom, boom, boom all the time.
Right?
First, here's what it's not. It's not fake news. There isn't a computer somewhere writing its own news stories about things that haven't happened. Our system relies only on trusted news sources to bring together the best journalism on any topic from around the world into a single news program. We'll also be using...
Hold on. It was showing trusted news sources and it said C-SPAN. Do you ever watch C-SPAN? If it's not the static camera for a House vote or a Senate vote going on, it's just one of their pundits in there taking phone calls that are constantly getting pranked, or them reporting about. There's that
Baba
one.
Booey, Baba Booey.
There's that one show where you send in the news stories,
Yeah.
and a lot of that shit's fake too. It's supposed to be like it's like a step away from NPR, but it's constantly getting trolled by people all the time. So nothing. None of this is going to work.
No.
Using artificial intelligence technology in a number of other ways. For example, thanks to our translation capabilities, we can feature on the ground real-life reporters from around the world to get you closer to a particular story.
In other cases, it's even possible to create footage of events where cameras were not able to capture the action. It's the same way.
Hold on. Look at that guy, right?
Intelligence
He's like an
His
Abercrombie.
mouth seems really weird in this particular footage.
Right, but the next guy is coming up there, the one who looks like he's in an Abercrombie catalog here.
He's very
Where is he?
non-threatening.
Okay, look at him. He's AI generated, but it looks like he's in front of a green screen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how did they get that into there too? It's like the background's not it's amazing and terrible at the same time.
Gittles brings up a good point. Look at their hands. I've noticed that most of them are holding their hands together, and then a lot of the times AI still can't figure out how to do the hands. They're the Rob Liefeld of feet.
I was just going to say the Deadpool guy. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. They just can't. They got too many fingers. Something's weird. Like that first lady sounded like very fake, but then the non-threatening black guy in the sweater was very calm and soothing. Like,
right.
This is just ridiculous.
Casey brings up a good point. Well, these AI news channels would do a better job covering a lady getting impaled by an umbrella on the beach. They just AI the video. Oh my God. Their own reenactments for stuff that it's like, we're reenacting this right now until we get actual footage of the event that happened.
It's even possible to create footage of events where cameras were not able to capture the action. It's the same way that a courtroom sketch is not a literal depiction of actual events, but can still provide important information or new.
Wait a minute. Isn't a courtroom sketch supposed to be a literal depiction of actual events? Because they don't allow cameras in there. It's legal. Like, they have it in the court case. It's part of the proceedings, and it's saved in there. So technically it is. It's somebody's drawing of what was going on there, and that's only because they can't have cameras in there. All right, this isn't. It's not learning, but it's getting there.
To a news report, and wherever AI has been used to add context or in any way alter existing sources or depictions of actual.
All right, look at the guy.
They're all very.
This
calm.
guy again. Not only is he, all right, 3D screen, right? But look where his eyes are. It's like he's reading it off a teleprompter.
Sources.
He's not looking directly at the camera. He's like this.
Because if he's staring right into your soul, it's off-putting. The uncanny valley has been destroyed. Like, this is it now.
They've already. There's that episode on Black Mirror. That's about this. And now it's like, oh yeah, we have this real program that we're trying to sell to you.
Actual events, on-screen graphics will clearly indicate the nature of the alteration. Human editors
What
and
been saying the
producers
mouths
are also
seem
involved in checking the
sometimes seem
stories
off.
for
Yeah, it's like
accuracy
when
and clarity at every step of the
early
process.
Simpsons episodes where they would
Maybe the
turn
best
this
to
way, but their
explain
lips
what
would be
Channel
over
1
here.
Yeah.
is just to show you. Right now, we're going to jump into a program featuring a selection of stories, all produced with the help of AI. So, please enjoy the world's first look at Channel 1.
You know what? None of this is going to be popular until the pornography companies start making AI porn.
Okay, hear me out. This technology, naked news.
Oh, sure.
They don't even have to pay the girls then anymore. They just can they can get all that creep AI porn shit that's all over like Pornhub and those Steam. We talked about it on Steam, how those games are showing up now. You find those people that do all of that stuff, put all their information into this. Look, I would watch the news if she just starts taking the clothing off and she's talking about, whatever that canal is there by Iran that they're going to block, so that trade is stunted around the world and it hurts the global economy. Meanwhile, she's just sitting there slowly taking everything off down to a one piece. I'm watching the news. I'm going to learn so much.
Is Channel 1.
I knew how to
Military
pronounce
operations against
Azerbaijan.
Hamas by Israeli Defense Forces continue in Gaza, with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu rejecting the idea of a ceasefire in Gaza unless hostages are released. This week, the White House said Israel has agreed to 4-hour daily pauses of operations in order to allow people to flee along humanitarian corridors.
What about those clowns in Congress? What a bunch of clowns. How does it keep up with the news like that?
Ukraine President
Don't praise the
Volodymyr
machine.
Zelensky
Don't praise the machine.
almost 60 million miles away.
I'm skipping ahead because this is a
That
long
payload
video,
was
but
returned to Earth in a sealed capsule during a recent flyby.
It just stuck the landing. It landed and didn't move.
The SRC has been delivered to the clean room facility.
So right now we have this incredible view of the sample.
all right.
Which caused many
And here's something you'll see exclusively on Channel 1. Let's use our AI translation technology to take you closer to the story and help you understand the power of this storm. Recently, this man walked French news channel France 24 through the destruction at his home. Here's the original footage that would traditionally only air to French-speaking audiences.
Vers 2 heures du matin, j'ai entendu un gros bruit, je me suis levé. J'ai vu que ça
So they're gonna
commençait,
auto-translate.
son toit commençait à se surélever. Et puis une demi-heure après, tout est parti en vrac, quoi. Ça s'est éparpillé, quoi. Vous voyez, là, on avait mis des grosses pierres, là. Il y avait 4 grosses pierres comme ça sur le toit.
Here's the other thing AI doesn't
Like
know.
listening to all my-
Timing. They could just show a little bit of him talking in French and then going, and now here's it translated into a plethora of other
You don't
languages.
have to see the whole clip.
Yeah, they're
to
showing you this
understand
whole
it.
thing here while he's talking. They could have just showed that little clip and then moved on.
And
Wine
now-
drinking surrender monkeys.
See, yeah.
Experience that same clip, but in English.
At around 2 a.m., I heard a loud noise, so I got up from my bed. I looked outside
Wouldn't it be great if it's just
They
some-
gave him an accent too. That's what's great about it.
and noticed that his roof was beginning to lift up into the air.
maybe he's from Chicago. They give him one of those things like the French
I
guy.
want him
Really?
to sound like one of those like people that and then I saw him go down the street and then he did this. Like I want like the first ignorant person that they always interview with these kinds of things. Give him that voice.
Or like the footage of the heavyset black ladies fighting at a Burger King where they're clapping at you as they talk like that. And
Oh
you're
my
like,
God.
this doesn't make any
And
sense.
then after
But again, it's in that options of selecting the language that you want.
Also, and we'll
30
get into it
minutes,
later. They did
everything
the whole clap thing in
went
Iron.
crazy. It scattered all over the place.
Oh, they did.
You see
Yeah.
that? We
Pace of global climate change.
Well, anyway,
increases.
you're getting the idea here, and this demo goes on for a while. But this is legit. This is what they're trying to
That's
sell
Kind of
to. Because look at it this way: if you're in are you in your news range, your news area? Is that like the city of Phoenix? Is it like your
it'll all
network?
be Phoenix local. Yeah.
So, all right. So your affiliates are coming from Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
Like me, everything comes out of New York City. So even though it's local affiliates, it's still New York City. So it's different.
Yeah.
But if you're in those areas that have, those weird numbers for your networks, like NBC 37, And you're like, what? It's not on 37, it's on whatever, but it's just how it is in those smaller markets. This, I guess, greatly ramps up the production level and the quality of what you have in lieu of hiring actual people to do this job.
But here's the thing, though, like, what do they and what does the company or whoever it inserts where the information's coming from, who deems credible news sources? This can just still be catered to whatever they want to put in there.
100%. It'll be a subscription service like Scripps Broadcasting or anyone else who provide, like, say, all our stuff comes from the same feed that they have for the New York Times, Washington Post, those kind of things. Radio station prep services, essentially, that goes out to every fucking morning show. That's what they're going to have. This is what will be fed to them. Or it could be something like this comes from AP, this comes from Routers, this comes from, some of the more credible news sources, but it's also skewed, depending on where you get the source from. It could be something that you're getting from like Sky TV and Fox. Obviously, it's leaning one way. Other stuff that's coming in, like, again, New York Times, Washington Post, MSNBC is skewed another way. So there's really no journal. I don't know how to say it.
Like who's the gatekeeper for all this?
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
The
there's no independent journalism. It's all going to be, hey, this technology is great. It'll save you a lot of money, but then you're still paying for the news feed that's going to program all of this stuff, and it's just new boss, same as the old boss kind of thing. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that the future is here and now, and it is taking over your local markets.
It's Eric Nagel. Follow the show on all social medias at It's Eric Nagel for ways to watch or listen to the show, both live and on demand. Go to itsericnagel.com.